This video I felt compelled to make. In my world, I would say it's non-negotiable. It's something that you might watch and wash over, and I'll almost guarantee you won't go and practice it. And that's your prerogative. I've got no issue whether you do or whether you don't. But the value that you'll get from doing this one exercise will be immense for your golf. It will help with weight transfer, it'll help with consistency, it'll help with health, distance and accuracy, all of which are really important when we're hitting our golf shots. It'll also help you move the low point of your golf swing slightly in front of the golf ball, which is where we want it, rather than behind. Now, I spoke to quite a few people about whether they would actually go and practice this on the range, having spent some money on some golf balls, and pretty much everybody has come back to me and said, no, I don't think I would practice this because it seems a waste of money for the golf balls. Now, my question is, why do we practice? We practice ideally to try and get better, and if you worked on this one exercise, I'll guarantee you'll get better. And yet, why don't golfers go and practice this exercise? Let me explain what it is. So quite simply, it's just a half swing with no more than an A time. So let me just explain what a true half swing is. And all it is about hip height on the backswing, through to impact, and hip height on the follow through. No more than that. And I'm going to show you a picture of somebody doing it poorly and also doing it well, and you'll see the difference in their body positions when they're doing it correctly. So what will happen, I'll almost guarantee, you'll do it once, you might do it twice, then the next thing you'll see is, if you videoed yourself, before you know it, your golf club's going to be up here, and that's not what we're looking for. We only want it to go to hip height, and then halfway through you'll probably see that your swing will end up over your shoulder, and again, you're not really working on the fundamentals of this movement. So what are we looking for? All we're doing, the body is turning the club to hip height. So my arms, hands and club haven't really had to do anything. So if I just do it from this side, I'm just turning to hip height. Now, what we're looking for here is a nice gap between your hands and your leg. Your arms will appear nice and long. So what we don't really want to do is just set the wrist to hip height. We're turning the body, we're weight transferring, we're getting behind the object ball, which is going to really help, but I'm not swaying. So I've not just drifted to the right, I've turned my body to the right. From here now I turn back. Now if you imagine if I had a dot from my sternum to my belt buckle, what we're trying to do is get those dots to line up and not be at an angle. And this is the issue that I see so many golfers having at impact. Their bodies are not moving efficiently, and all they're doing is hitting it with their hands and arms, hoping to hit that golf ball to target and catch it at the right point. Now just imagine if you came back to this position correctly every single time, how consistent your golf shots are going to be. Now, I'm not exaggerating. I have practiced this hundreds of thousands of times, not just once or twice. I'll almost guarantee you've probably never practiced it. And I'm not trying to preach to you. I just want to get over the importance of this exercise. As I said earlier, this is non-negotiable in my book. It's an absolute must. Look where we are now. Can you see where I'm facing? So I'm facing in this direction. My body's nice and upright. My weight's on my front foot. I'm in perfect balance and I'm facing target, and my arms appear long. So what we see so often, if we draw that dot from your sternum to your belt buckle, if you're here, this is going to be one of the effects through impact. So they call this a chicken wing. It's just an effect because your body stops. It's got to go somewhere, and this is generally what happens. And now we can easily hit behind the ball, slightly thin the ball, push it, or pull it off to the left. Now just imagine if you kept coming back to this position at impact and lovely and long through impact. Imagine how much better your ball striking is going to be. So I'm going to do this correctly. Now it's really important. I've got here, it's 45 yards to the target that I'm trying to hit to. I don't actually care if it doesn't go that far. This is not about distance. This is about practicing quality of movement. There. turned out all right. Just hip height to hip height, getting that lovely turn. Watch what happens now if I keep my body back and just let these arms go past my body. This is going to be a bit of the effect. I'll either hit it thin, fat, push it or pull it. I don't know which one's coming, but one of them's going to come, that's for sure. So I'm going to turn correctly to here, keep my weight back, and there I am. There's a horrible top shot that's actually gone off to the left because my whole core has stopped. The club has had to overtake my body. Now the bottom of the swing is before the golf ball. So like I said, I was either going to hit it heavy or thin. And look at this movement here through impact. If we've got no width, we're not going to have any distance on our shots naturally. So let me just do this again. What you should also notice is I'm not keeping my head down from here. Again, if you keep your head still, your body stops turning, the arms pull into the body, losing that width again. As we hit it, follow that golf ball with your eyes. Your eyes turn your head moves your body in the right direction. So, how could you get motivated to practice this? Just imagine if you're playing some pitch shots. So one of the, dare we say, the unsexiest shots on the golf course are those 50, 40, 30 yard shots. Nobody really likes to practice those, and yet they're so important because we get left with those distances. So imagine now if you've got a wedge or a sand wedge and you were pitching to a target and all of a sudden you became brilliant at this shot. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. Now the best way to do this is if you've got an area of land, probably no more than 50 yards long, get your own golf ball, maybe get a tube of golf balls and just hit those, go and collect them. That way you're not wasting your money if that's how you think of practice. Like I said, most people want to go and practice and hit those long shots to see if they're getting value for the money, for the bucket of balls that they've just bought. And yet, if you worked on this and you became really good at it, just imagine how much better your golf's going to be. So get your tube of balls, maybe put an umbrella there, pitch it into the umbrella. So you're really not just practicing the movement, but you're also getting an outcome from it as well. You're going to that intended target. Let me just do it incorrectly again. So what most people do with a half swing, it'll end up here because it feels really short. This is generally what happens, body will stay back, and there's that horrible flip shot that's just gone off to the left. No quality of movement, no quality of strike, and really poor direction. Let's just do that correctly again now. So hip height to hip height, nice and comfortable. And every time I've done that, that golf ball's going towards my intended target. The strike felt beautiful. I was making great contact. My weight was moving forward when I hit the shot. And would you believe it's gone to target? So forgive me if you feel this is a little bit preachy today. I'm just so passionate about this movement in the golf swing, and I know that if you really practice this well and consistently, it makes such a huge difference to your full swing. So if I now just hit a full shot and I'm just getting that feeling, that same feeling from here through impact, everything's going together, and let's just see what happens. It's going to go a bit too far because I haven't changed the distance, but the movement should feel really good. And there's another one. You see how it's just tracking down the line of our target. So it's not really luck that we're hitting it in the straight direction. The quality of movement is what's doing it. Now, chances are you might go and practice this. Hopefully you're going to do it and video yourself so you can really see exactly what's happening. Do it from face on, because then you'll see the movement. But you might not know exactly what you're doing incorrectly or correctly, and that's why I can definitely help you. So if you need some help and support with this, if you want to come for some coaching and you want me to really kind of watch you doing this correctly, no problem at all. I'll be more than happy to work with you. Here at Proper Golf, we're big into transformation, so we're not just trying to put a sticking plaster over your golf swing. We really want you to transform your golf swing because we're getting results. We've just had somebody message us, 46 points in a pairs competition, won it easily. These guys are making strides in their golf game because they're working on the right things. So, like I said, forgive me if this feels a little bit preachy, but it's just so important to help you with your golf game.